guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're going to go through a quick product review. This isn't, I was worried that I don't have enough content. This thing installed so fast, it barely took up any video. We're going to put on this little Noga mini cool on the grinder today, and we're going to kind of mount it permanent. It would take a little bit of work to get it off if I wanted to move it over to the mill or the lathe or use it, I don't know, if you're using it on the drill press maybe or something. But the portability of it is a wonderful thing, but I chose to make it kind of a permanent part of this because I've got it hooked up to a solenoid so that it comes on automatically with the spindle. But we're going to go through the installation. We're going to start with the unboxing and look at a catalog that Avi sent over from Noga and see what's available from Noga. And then we're going to go through installing it on the grinder, getting the solenoid wired and plumbed in, and I'll show you the complete installation. So pretty easy. Start to finish, it only took me like an hour. So, and that was with shooting video. So I could have done it in about a half an hour if I didn't have to stop and stumble over the camera. So let's get started and see what this thing's all about. Okay guys, welcome to the bench, and today we're going to do a little review, and this is on a Noga product on one of their cooling systems. And Avi over at Noga has sent me the mini cool, which is this center one here, all air operated, no flood cooling involved, no pumps involved. This is the entire unit, and what he sent me is the this one here, and this is the one with the single line. So we're gonna do a box opening and take a look at it and give it a bench test, and then look at getting it permanently installed actually on my surface grinder. So kind of looking forward to this. I got a little jug of coolant here so we can test it out. Mixed up a little bit of coolant. So let's take a look at this thing. This is the MC 1700, and pretty compact, fairly light, you know, for an entire cooling system to be in this box. That's pretty good. Got an instruction sheet, data charts with airflow and liquid flow based on SAE 30, SAE 20, SAE 10, which are oil viscosities, and then emulsions, which are 50% emulsion and 5% emulsion, which are coolant mixes. So it's got some technical data there. This chart relates to single spray unit only, which is the one I have. And spare parts list, which is nice. And it's a 4-step installation. 1, place the unit on the machine and set the nozzle about 2 inches from the area you wish to cool. Connect air line to the air supply. Insert suction line into your container. The highest coolant level must be slightly lower than the nozzle. That's important. Everyone's done it. You mount your coolant jug a little too high and you shut it down and it'll start a siphon. So that's to install it. Operation: pull out plastic knob, adjust airflow by turning the brass hex nut, adjust liquid flow by turning the nozzle. So let's see what it looks like in real life here. And first impressions are pretty nice. They stainless steel, like a spring to protect the hose. Pretty nice size leads, probably about 4 feet long. It's got some nice leads on it. And this is a mag base unit with the on off right here. And it's got the famous Noga magnet. So oh yeah, I'm pretty sticky. That thing sucks right down. It's got a couple of banjo fittings here and here, so you could actually loosen that nut and swivel this and this to any direction you desire. Your magnet's capable of clamping down on 2 sides. One side is flat, the other side is the V-notch that we're used to seeing. So if you wanted to put it on the quill of your mill, so it follows the quill up and down, that'll fit the curvature of your mill. So pretty cool. And on this side, there's a little filter inside of that spring. I'm sure this spring just pops off of here, which it does. And there's a foam element down inside to keep garbage from getting in there and clogging up your spray nozzle. So that's your siphon tube. Comes on and off just with your bare hands, no tools required. And there you can see the foam pad inside. And this side is your air line. So let me shut the camera off and get some air to this thing, and we'll play with it a little bit. Let me go get some air to that. Okay, so I got a temporary air line on there. It's just, I brought in, this is 125 PSI shop air. It's filtered, it's clean, it's regulated down to 125. The tank pressure is 175. But, so we've got air all the way up to this point now. So, yeah, there's your on off. And according to the instructions, this little guy here is going to control how much air we can, oh, there it is. Oh yeah, depending on how far you spin this nut, depends on how much air you're going to get to the nozzle. And here, let's just dump this in the bucket. Here, we're going to put our pickup tube down here in the bucket. And this stainless line is nice and heavy, so it's not going to float up to the top or anything. So, and this has got a lock line coming off of it. It is the lock line brand, so this is a buyout for them. And, you know, we all know and love lock line. So, pretty cool that they're using that stuff. So, let's fire it up. This is the adjustment there. All the way down is no coolant. And as I start coming here, I should start, whoa, there we go. Should create a siphon right away. Very adjustable. I don't know whether you can see that vapor there, but wow, instant off, instant on, and the coolant just right there every time. Let me bring you a little closer to that. Maybe aim this over like this. Can you see there? Okay. I'm going to turn the coolant all the way down. Just get some air flowing. That's just air, so you could use that to just blow chips away if, you know, maybe you're doing some milling and all you want to do is just, you don't really want any coolant, but you want the chips evacuated. So you've got air, but then just with the turn of a dial, you start getting a little mist there. And you can get a gob of it if you want. It's just pouring out of there now. So pretty adjustable, pretty nice. All right, next step is we're going to get this mounted on the surface grinder. You know, God, this thing's so versatile. You can just carry it from machine to machine. All you really need is a reservoir. You know, some kind of a permanent place where you can dump some coolant in, and you could use a soda bottle or whatever. I'm going to use the tank off of my old Wesco. Can't wait to get it on the surface grinder. Okay, I just took this out of the box and thought I'd hook it up really quick just to give it a try. I got it down to my old Wesco, just down as a pickup, and I got it tipped into an airline there. And you know, I've been playing with it, so I'm going to. I need to start my machine to get the air to flow, but here we go there. And this controls the air volume right here. So if you screw this nut all the way in, you don't get anything. And the farther you screw it out, you know, the more air you're going to get. So you can hit your same mark every time as far as volume of air. And then as far as the suction line and the coolant, see, I'm getting a gob of coolant out of there now, but you can trim it way down to here. And right there I'm getting just air. Yeah, I'm just starting to get a little bit of coolant there. You can really fine tune it. And what a nice, look at that mist. What a beautiful mist that is. And my old cooler line was just a big spitty mess. It used to puke all over the place. So pretty neat. I'm actually really looking forward to getting this thing permanently attached to my grinder. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so we're working on a little block. I just made this little block over on the mill. Just a simple little steel block. This is an aluminum housing, and I've drilled a couple of holes in here. This is just going to bolt on and give me some place to stick my magnet. So pretty cool that I can still pull it off. I've been meaning to do this for a long time anyways. There are times where I'd like to stick a dial indicator on here to either measure an axis or the down feed or something. So there's really nowhere good to stick a magnet on this machine. So I've been meaning to put a steel block on here anyways. So I've got this ready to go. And it's funny, we're installing a Noga product, and we're using Noga products to install a Noga product. That's just a nice little burr that you can get in here and just clean up the edges of your holes, just knock the corner off. But now you've got an issue. Look, we can't get in here to get the inside of these. This little fella right here, I'm going to show you that profile. And this is made specifically for doing inside holes that you can't access. You go through the hole and you just literally scrape the edge of that hole around there, and you can clean the inside of a hole very nicely. If you can see it, you can deburr it, Pretty much it's like welding. If you can see it, you can weld it. So that cleans the inside of a hole really quite nicely where you can't access it with a tool from this direction. So that one comes in that complete set. I'll give you the part number later. But Noga's installing Nogas. How cool is that? Okay, so we're just going to zip this little guy on here. These are drilled and tapped 1/4 20 and 3/4 inches apart. And I was trying to find some button head screws. I kind of wanted some button heads inside of this shroud so it doesn't build up the junk, because all the junk flings off the wheel. But I didn't have any, so we're going to have to use plain old cap head screws. Okay, pretty happy there. And this is set back far enough that I can still get my wheel guard on. So this is kind of a nice accessory to have on the machine anyways. Okay, look at that, a stobby in. And see what we can do with our little Noga here. And another thing I've discovered is if you take, there's a cap head screw in the center of this thing, you can take and turn this thing and clock it 4 different ways. And I think I've got it the way I want it right now. I'm going to pop that dude right there. That's going to put the air control out towards me here. And here's something else that's kind of versatile about this, and I'm going to show you. If you recall, I showed you the Banjos on these stainless steel lines. And actually, let me take you around to the other side so you can see what I'm doing over there. Okay, now here we are on the other side, and we've got our little Noga stuck down. Got our little plate bolted on there. It's very secure, and we can stick this up anytime we want. And we can actually, we can mount it like that if we wanted to. I don't know which one I like better. At this point, it doesn't matter. It's very easily changed. Now, these little banjos on top are kind of nice. If you're not familiar with banjo fittings, what they are is kind of a hollow swivel, and this little bolt is going to have a center hole, and then it's going to have passage holes out to the side. So you can take, and then see there's a Teflon washer top and bottom, so you can take the entire fitting and swivel it and put it any direction you want and tighten it back down. And in this case, we're just going to aim it straight back out of the way of the operator here. And you don't go crazy tight with them, just a little snug. That's it. Those guys are gonna get tie wrapped over here and head on down to the pickup. I'll bring you back when I get this one. I got 2 connections to make, not rocket science, but I'll bring you back when I get this thing up and running. Here we're gonna do a quick walk around. The Noga's mounted on the steel block, and it's easily removed. I'm handheld here, so this is everything I gotta do with one hand. So you can remove here and just, you know, set it off to the side somewhere. If you want to use your little block for an indicator base or something, you can. And just bring your little guy back, turn magnet on, and reposition. And lock lines, everything that everyone knows about lock line. Got my lines in, got the banjos flipped around. I put some coil hose protector on it to keep it from rubbing and abrading. I'm going to put the camera in the back and hope you can see it. I got my solenoid down there with my incoming air line. So that solenoid's hooked up to the run command. So it turns my coolant on and off automatically when I give the spindle a run command. And then I just use the old Wesco. Here's my old mister here. It's an old Wesco misting system, and that thing was, you know, kind of a horrible thing, but I'm just using it as a reservoir, a place for me to pick up coolant. And for those of you that are interested in using grinding coolant, I use, let's see, it's Formula 77 Cool Mist. And I mix it exactly per the directions. 4 ounces of Cool Mist with 1 gallon of water. I don't have any rust problems. Keeps my wheel cleaner longer. It does have a pull date on it. It's manufactured in December 29, 14. It's got a 2-year shelf life, so it does go rancid. But you can use a gallon in a couple of years pretty easy. So that's what I use for coolant. Let's test it out. When I go down here, I get just spindle. When I come up, I get spindle and coolant. So I can do either one, or I can just turn it off. But that's how that solenoid works. And I don't know if you can see that mist, but it's definitely coming out. There it is, really pouring it on there. And as an added bonus, you can shut down right here. So it's kind of nice, and the coolant flow is almost instant. Boom, there it is. Yep, it's pretty quick. So I'm really pleased with this installation. It's a little more permanent than I would have liked, because if I need to take this off of this machine and use it somewhere else, there's a little work involved, but it's a clean installation, and I think I'm going to be happy with it. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to do a little narration shoot, and we're done. Okay, well that brings us to a close. This was a quick and painless installation. Couldn't have gone any smoother. I mean, it's so portable, you can plug and play with it any way you know, just right out of the box, just hook an air hose up to it and then get a source for your coolant, and you're done. And you know, you can set this up on a mill, a drill press, a lathe, even a grinder. You know, if you're doing hand grinding or some hand belt sanding and your parts are getting hot, spray your part. I mean, it's portable enough you could do that pretty easy. I appreciate you tuning in. Special thanks go out to Avi at Noga for supplying the show with this that we could review and take a look at. I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm buying another one for around the shop just to keep portable, because I made this one pretty permanent on this machine. But I am very impressed with it, and I think I'm going to be really happy with this unit. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in.